I've had several requests over the past couple of years to do the Fear Street Trilogy, and since they recently announced that there will be more in the future, I figured, why not? Uh, so let's take a look. Although I have to tell you, it feels like cheating since they straight up tell me what year each movie takes place right in the title. This starts off easy enough with 2021's Fear Street Part 1, 1994, and oh my god, this is going to be the easiest timeline I have ever done. We have everyone's favorite Scoops Ahoy employee once again working at the mall, but at a B. Dalton. And fun fact, I worked at a B. Dalton as well, and it was coincidentally 1994, but the one I worked at was in Pittsburgh, and I was not attacked by a dude in a skull mask with a knife. He stabs her and is revealed to be her friend, who is then shot by a cop. A newspaper then tells us that it's actually October 1st in 94, and 8 people were killed on that spree. And it said that Shadyside is a very violent town with lots of murders, while its neighbor, city of Sunnyvale, has no crime at all. We see that there was also a massacre at Shadyside Camp that had one survivor back in 78, which is where the mall was then placed. There's another killer shown in 65, another in 50, then 35, 22, going all the way back to 1666. We then meet Dina, and she has a little brother, and his chat reiterates the year of the various killings, saying that there's a witch out for revenge named Sarah Fear, who had one hand. Dina was dating a girl from Sunnyvale, and after a heated rivalry football game, she gets her into a car crash. Everyone comes out okay, but shortly after, the Skull Mask is back and menacing the Shadyside crew. He stabs Mr. Jock Guy and then kinda goes ballistic on the staff, being revealed as the thought-dead Ryan from the intro scene. But then, there's also the scarred-faced woman with a knife, and shooting her does nothing as she heals right up. They say that 1666 was the first recorded killings in the area, and that's when Sarah Fear was executed for witchcraft, and she's been possessing people ever since to get her revenge. They're after our crew because Sam saw the witch after the crash, and they damaged her grave. Eventually, they figure out that the witch is exclusively after Sam, since she bled on her grave, and lure all the killers to the school, where they set them on fire, which doesn't work as the killers are able to reform from even small pieces. They realize that the 78 massacre had a sole survivor, and they realize that she died, and they were able to revive her, so the witch counted her as dead. They decide to give Sam an overdose and then bring her back with adrenaline, but get interrupted by the killers. We get the now kinda infamous bread slicer death, and Dina drowns Sam, causing them all to disappear. They're able to revive her and the girls get back together. But then, C. Berman, the camp survivor, calls them to tell them that it's not over and that the witch will come for them. Sam then stabs Dina, seemingly possessed, and it ends on a to be continued. In the same year, Part 2 arrived, since this was basically a TV series turned into a film trilogy, and 2021 also had Fear Street Part 2, 1978. We meet C. Berman and, Britta's in this? Dina and Josh go to her for help with fixing Sam, and she tells them about what happened back in 1978. Max is here and she's in trouble at camp, and is there with the younger version of the cop from the first one, and that guy from Halloween is here. And also, young Cindy, Ziggy's sister. Zig visits Nurse Lane, the mother of Ruby Lane, the scarred girl from the first movie who was the killer from 65, and she snaps and attacks Cindy's boyfriend Tommy. The sisters' relationship is strained, and everyone thinks Ziggy is the witch, and the camp is gearing up for the Color Wars, competition between Shadyside and Sunnyvale kids. They find a map in the nurse's cabin, which leads into the site of Sarah Fear's house, and they find a list of those that she possessed, and Tommy's name is there. And yep, he's possessed. It grabs an axe and does what the killers be do, and starts attacking the entire camp, including all of the kids. Cindy and Alice discover what appears to be a giant beating heart, and when touched, gives visions of the other killers. Gary gets killed because Drew Scheid has a lousy average against slashers, and while fighting, Tommy gets a Jason sack over his head that I guess he just sort of rolls with. They seemingly kill him, and Alice finds the witch's hand, said to have a power over the town, and possibly the key to ending her curse. But Ziggy bleeds on it, so the witch is activated. Tommy is revived, and so are some of the other killers, like Ruby and several others like the little boy. Ziggy gets stabbed while Cindy takes several axe blasts to the chest, and they both die. However, Nick is still alive and manages to revive Ziggs, revealing her to be C. Berman, as her real name is Christine. No one believes her story, and back in the present, she says that there is no end to the curse. They realize that they need to unite the body and the hand, and now know where both are, and dig up the hand, but also bleed on it. Finds herself becoming Sarah in the past. So, the bulk of this episode clearly is in 1978, but the present day stuff is still set in 1994, and it ends on another cliffhanger. Things wrapped up a little later the same year in 2021, with Fear Street Part 3, 1966. It picks up right where the last one left off, in the past of 1666, with Sarah here, who has a brother Henry, and it's Dina and Josh, although they're just how we're seeing these different characters. Several actors from the other films are here as other characters as well, including Tommy, who is a guy known as Mad Thomas. And one evening, Sarah and her friends are hunting for berries, and they end up in the house of the local madwoman, Mary, and there's a book on black magic there. Sarah's story is similar to Dina's in that she's also in love with a woman, and their love is forbidden, and afterwards, Hannah's father starts to act funny, like he's possessed. But it's not just him, as other people in town start acting wrong, as well as the animals. She talks to Solomon, who is this century's version of Sheriff Nick, but the pastor has turned the corner and killed his entire congregation, including Henry. The town is convinced that witchcraft is involved, and Sarah and Hannah are blamed, and they discover that the old widow is dead, and someone has made a deal with the devil. It's quickly revealed that that person was actually Solomon, and his deal was to offer up one soul in exchange for power, and she finds that big organ mass in the caves again. The two fight, leading to Sarah losing her hand, and she ends up getting caught by the town and confesses to witchcraft in order to spare Hannah's life. She promises Solomon that she will haunt him and never let him go, and is then hanged. Meanwhile, back in 1994, Dina realizes that the real evil has been the good family all along, and they've been offering up the people of Shadyside so that Sunnyvale can prosper. They now know that in order to end the curse, they have to kill Sheriff Nick and force a face-off at the mall. The other killers arrive there to start attacking, and they trap them in the stores, and good arrives. Dina and Nick end up in the caves, and they trick the killers by splashing each other with Dina's blood, causing them to attack each other. Dina and Nick fight, but she makes them touch the pile of guts and gets visions, which distracts him long enough for Dina to kill him, ending the curse and destroying the killers. Sam is then turned back to normal, and the town's bad luck is reversed. The crew makes things right, and Sam and Dina get back together. So there you have it, 3 movies that actually have a very solid continuity, because yeah, the timeline and continuity is the entire point of this series. And when I say series, this set of movies it's a TV series. It's one season of a TV series. It's just, a 6-episode TV show with 6 one-hour episodes that were then 2 episodes of each were just combined into a feature film, and then it was packaged that way. But yeah, I feel like I was tricked into watching a TV show season here, guys. But it was pretty good. It's actually a lot of fun. I like these quite a bit. I'm looking forward to more of these and seeing what they do with this in the future, because I thought these were a blast. Not great, nothing like earth-shatteringly awesome, but a lot of fun. Let me know what you thought of these down below in that comment section. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed the channel. And if you want to, go to my Patreon page at patreon.com/movietimelines and help support this channel. I certainly appreciate that, but I also just appreciate you coming back and watching more videos. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you very shortly for another great one.